Let's go ahead and take a look at the Apple Watch Series 10 in the 3 titanium colors as well as the jet black color. Here we have natural, gold, slate, and then the jet black over here. The jet black, we'll start off with that one. It is aluminum, so it's the cheaper of the 3 that we have right here. And it is a polished aluminum to look like it's, super glossy. And of course, reminiscent of the old jet black iPhone from basically a million years ago. So let's open this and see exactly how this looks. I'm not sure what band I got it with there, but we'll see in a sec. Let's just pull this out and check this out. Now, worth noting, the packaging for all these is not very special or significant in any way. All of them came packaged in this little box right here, and they're all exactly the same regardless of titanium or aluminum, and I thought that was interesting. Usually they add some color or something to them, but here is the first look there at that jet black color, and I guess I turned it on by mistake, but there you go. Super glossy, almost kind of looks like plastic actually, and it actually kind of feels like plastic, I guess because it's so glossy, kind of loses that aluminum feel, and so it feels plasticky. And I guess the fact that it kind of weighs so little doesn't help either, but I guess those are all kind of pros in a sense. Let's go ahead and just get to the next devices here. We have again the Slate one right here. Let's see that. I believe this is the one I actually ordered for myself for a potential Apple Watch Ultra replacement, just because I like the idea of the screen being big and that the watches are lighter. Let's go ahead and take this out. Now this paper is colored, of course, to the natural titanium, so I'm guessing what they're doing here is just coloring each paper to the watch. First impressions here, and compared here to the jet black, there you can see it actually very close, but of course we have a nice little kind of grayish kind of sheen to this slate one that I actually really like. And do I like that more than the jet black? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. They're both kind of similar enough. They both have the same exact shine. Like from a distance right here, they look exactly the same. I mean, I couldn't tell you if one's titanium or one's aluminum. Weight-wise, the aluminum seems to weigh less still. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. But of course with titanium, you get something that's a lot more durable. It's gonna take the hits and the scratches a lot better. And on the front glass, we're gonna have actual sapphire crystal here, whereas these have, I believe, still their Ion X glass or whatever, which is just not great, honestly. The one time that I had this, or the 2 times, I basically shattered the glass both times. Meanwhile, the Watch Ultra and the other ones that I've had with sapphire glass have never shattered. Let's keep pushing through here to get to the other ones here. Right here, let's go ahead and remove this again. And here we go. Now, in case you're wondering what's in the box, since I haven't shown it in the other ones, you're just literally gonna get a braided Apple Watch charger, and that's it. It's a USB-C end. But that's all you're gonna get in there. Nothing really special. Of course, you get the band that you chose. These little sleeves, my goodness. Am I doing this wrong? What the heck? This is unnecessarily difficult. There we go, there's the gold. And actually, very nice gold color. Look at that. I actually really like that. I'm not usually a fan of gold watches, but this has a really nice tone to it. Wow. I'm already seeing the vibes here. I actually just kind of put this one for display, but I'm a big fan of blue and gold a little bit. And I just want to already see this right away. Yeah, look at that. So nice. Sometimes gold just really does work. I kind of put it backwards here. But also, this one doesn't fit correctly. That's interesting. Is this a different size? Oh yeah, what do you know? This is the 42 millimeter. So this is the smaller watch. This isn't even the 44 millimeter, but the screen has gotten so big that I thought it was the larger watch. How about that one? Yeah, no, there's a significant size difference right there when you look at it. Yeah, that's interesting. What was once the large watch is now the smallest watch, but you have the same screen real estate that you once had with the larger watch, which is very cool actually. So basically, if you were fine with that screen back then, you can now have a smaller watch with the same size screen, and that's fantastic. Or the same size watch with a bigger screen. Actually, I don't know, I'm mixing that up, but I think you get the point. And last but not least, the natural titanium. Now, the only reason that I didn't order this one for myself was because online in the pictures I was like, it seems to have a weird kind of shine to it. Now I'm thinking it's probably gonna look good. If the gold looked good, this one's probably also going to look good. So we'll see here. No, yeah, it's just straight up basically silver, it looks like. So it's really, really bright. And that's not a bad thing, but that's kind of what I figured. I wanted something a little bit quieter and more sleek than that. And yeah, for the most part, it's silver. It does have a slight tinge of a yellowiness to it, but nothing too significant that's so noticeable. It's gonna look like silver most of the time. Here we go. All three colors next to each other. It looks like I got 42, 42, and 45. The big one's 45, right? 46. It's actually 46. So 42, 42, and 46 millimeters right here. And 46 is the one I supposedly got for me. And then also here, 46 millimeters on the jet black. Look at that right there. A little bit of a closer look so you can see that. They look really good, all of them. I actually like that I kind of got jet black with the 4 because you can kind of see that difference wise, it just looks like it's another color of the titanium, so it kind of just blends in here. But yeah, I really do actually like that natural. It looks really, really nice the more that I'm looking at it. Now let's go ahead and open up the bands that they came with just to see this. I'm interested because I actually got the Milanese loops in all the colors here. It looks like, yeah, all the Milanese loops, which is nice. And then here we have the magnetic link. So let's start with the magnetic link. Check that out. Ready? Why has Apple made these all so hard to get into? My goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. I must be doing this wrong. There's no way this is the actual thing. What the heck? So just to double check here, this is the dark taupe, taupe? I don't know how you say that. Taupe maybe color, and I got that for the jet black. So let's just go ahead and put this on right away. And I missed. Nice. Oh, it's squeaky. Here we go here. What the heck is going on? The boxes don't want to open. The watch band doesn't want to go on there. Wow, it literally does not want to go on there. All right, had to force it in. Really tight fit. Why? What the heck? No idea why that's such a tight fit. I wonder if it's because of the material. I've never had that issue with any of the Apple Watch bands in the past. Let's see how this goes on. Immediately noticeable is the fact that this thing like doesn't weigh anything. Oh my goodness gracious, that is crazy. You get so used to the Watch Ultra and that just weighs so much that, wow, that is nice. Oh, it's kind of a relief. I might actually just swap to this just for the relief, hoping that the titanium feels the same. So yeah, let me go ahead and just open all these straight up and just kind of skip through this just because I feel like we're running now kind of slow here on the video. Yeah, let's see. I'm interested in these. Are these the same or they changed them? It looks like they did change. Why are all these bands... Okay, why did they make all of this so hard to get to? Maybe I'm just tired or something, but I have no idea why this is all happening here. All right, so we have kind of the darker color for the Slate watch. Let's go ahead and match this right now. And this is also a very squeaky and very tight fit. What the heck? Huh. I'm guessing these new watches are just really, really close on the fitment to get them to be this thin. But yeah, I kind of want to try this on right now just because I'm curious on the weight with this band as well. There we go, magnet. There it is, already pulling hairs. I can feel it. Not the band that you want to really do much with because it will pull your hairs. But look at that, it does look really, really nice. Very stunning color. Very soft metal. It's so nice to feel that. I don't particularly love the way that it looks with the watch. It just, to me, it doesn't really look all that special, but it does feel really nice. All right, let's open up the next two here. Let's see if we can get this one without a hitch. So there's a pull tab down here. Then maybe you lift this up. What the heck? Do I keep lifting maybe? Oh my gosh, you keep lifting, but why? What the heck is going? You have to rip through the packaging? No way. Wow, okay, very interesting. I'm not sure why this is happening. I swear this has never happened with any of the other Apple Watch bands or watches that I've purchased. So let's try this one last time. Third time is a charm. Pulling it there. I'm just gonna bend it back. Remove it like that. I mean, that seems better. Is that what you're supposed to do? I don't know, but do that. If you're getting it, just bend it back and then pull it out. That seems better without ruining all the packaging. So here's the silver and here's the gold. Let's go ahead and put these on just to see how they look. All right, so there we have the Slate, the natural, and the gold watches right there. So you can see how they look with their respective, what were these called? Milanese? Yeah, Milanese bands, I think it were. But there you go, that's how they look right there. Very nice, the weave, they're very soft. They feel very good. Not particularly something I would spend money on. I think there's better bands to get, but given I think Apple talked about them a little bit, so I figured we'd show them on here in case you wanted to see how they would look. Definitely, I think the standout here is the gold. It actually looks really, really nice. It's not like gaudy in any sense. It just looks very nice. And yeah, that black also looks fantastic. Honestly, all three look really good. And of course, the jet black is holding its own over here with how light it is. And just sleek and simple, really. Just real quick, I'm kind of curious if I put this Apple Watch Ultra band that I have, because I just kind of like the way that it curves out of the watch here onto this watch, if it kind of gives it that same look as well. I'll have the link down below to this one on Amazon. It's a pretty cool one. Definitely not something to run with or anything. I just kind of like the way that it looks with the soft rubber. Oh no, so it's kind of stuck on there. My goodness, I should not have to do that much pressure. Holy cow. Weight wise here with this band, it's better than the Apple Watch Ultra for sure, and it doesn't shake around as much, but I don't know, since it's still big, it does create kind of like a pressure point similar to the Ultra. Don't know how to explain it, but what I want to do now is actually go ahead and set up all these watches so we can see the watch faces and just see these on, and that should conclude the video. Hopefully you kind of got an idea here of how they all look. All right, so I managed to set all these watches up and we have them here. You can see the screens on right there. I mean, even the small watches right here look pretty big. It's actually really nice. The screen is so filling. Here you can see the 47mm versus the Apple Watch Ultra, which right here it says supposedly it's a 49mm, but on the 47mm, we're actually supposed to have more screen than on the Apple Watch Ultra. And is it super noticeable? Not necessarily, but you know, I guess since the screen is so bright, let me put a brighter watch face on there. And yeah, I mean, the slightly less bezel, it looks more full, it looks more kind of immersive. It's definitely brighter, and the angle of view that Apple was talking about, definitely I can see the time and the brightness from the side. Here we turn the Apple Watch Ultra, you'll see that it kind of washes away. Of course, it's also that it has those flat edges, it doesn't curve around. Now, one of the best things here is really that thickness. I mean, let's put it right here side by side to the Watch Ultra, and let me actually grab one of the older Series 6s that I have. And so this right here is an older 44mm, and this was actually before they got too thick. They actually got thicker after this series right here, but just so you can get an idea if you have one of these. I don't want to put it on this side because I don't want to scratch the screen. Maybe I put it screen to screen, we should be fine. So let's see here real quick. So there you go, a 44mm, a 47mm, and a 49mm Watch Ultra. You can see that the new one is so thin. It's actually impressively thin. It's the only reason I would consider this watch. There's no other reason I would consider it. I don't care about the brightness, any of that. I just care about how light it feels and how thin it actually looks on the wrists. Look at that. It's honestly really impressive. I do like the fact that it also has built-in speakers here. I'm curious to play some music to hear how that sounds, but this isn't really a review per se. This is more of just kind of taking a look at the watches visually. However, I mean, here, let's play some music. Wow, I mean, pretty good speakers, actually. It's not bad at all. I mean, obviously they're not loud or anything, but you know, in a pinch, that's pretty fun. That's pretty nice. Yeah. And I'm sure, of course, this helps with calls as well. I really like this. Now, I forgot even what I'm holding. I don't know if I'm holding titanium. I think I am holding titanium. And then, of course, here we have the jet black. So there's a titanium black versus the jet black, in case you're just kind of wondering between the two. And like I mentioned, it is heavier on the titanium side, but they're actually very, very close to each other. You can see the screens there, how that looks. Is the price difference worth it? In my opinion, probably yes. If you do a lot of activity, that screen, the sapphire display and everything, it's just going to be a nice peace of mind to have. And now, just for reference, I have a 163mm wrist, or around that, you know, give or take a few millimeters. I mean, it's not a perfect measurement here with my little measuring tape that I got. And here is how the smaller watch looks on my wrist, just for some reference in case you're wondering. For me, I do feel like it just feels a little bit small. Then again, I am used now to wearing the Watch Ultra, but it is a little bit more comfortable. It doesn't create the pressure points that the larger watches kind of create, because the kind of lug locations are a little bit further out. And you can kind of just see how that looks right there with that silver look. And just so you can see right there, like none of the colors actually match the iPhones. Like this is natural and this is a natural titanium phone. not really matching. The gold doesn't really match the desert iPhone really. They're different shades for the watches. In fact, I would even say this gold shade here, I wish the phone would have been that, because this is absolutely stunning. Let me put on the watch here, the gold one again, so you can see that as well. Then we'll just put on the other two, and then we'll basically conclude the video. Hopefully it just kind of gives you an idea of how these watches look. I mean, if you have even my wrist size, like, this looks really good. I would say that this looks just a little bit more fancy, a little bit more understated. If you're wearing this out dressy casual, I would say this probably looks better than a bigger watch. Let me go ahead and put the larger watch here on this left wrist. And it's really nice how just big that screen is with a small watch. Let's see here. Here it is with the sport band. And you can kind of compare there what you think on the wrist. Definitely, I would say this one looks maybe a tad bit too big. And then the small one looks a little bit too small for my personal liking. But yeah, it's so thin, it's so nice. I actually think that just visually on my wrist, the small one might look better. I'm curious what you think, if the small one does look better or not. That new watch face is also really cool. You can see it filling up and refreshing like every second. This is not something that was capable of happening before with the older watches. So it's really cool that literally you have the actual ticking seconds on the watch when it's off, or, you know, in this kind of darker mode. And we lift it and it fills up. So that's really nice. It's also incredibly bright. And then lastly here, and a little word about the top. I don't know what material this was, but I'm not a fan of it. It just feels very, very cheap. It feels like you could have paid 20 bucks for this band. So while the magnet is really nice, the actual band itself feels quite cheap. I think it looks fine, but it also kind of just, it might look a little cheap as well. Not a fan of that band. There you go. Here is the jet black. Definitely fully black right there. Maybe a little too black, a little too sporty. I don't know. I don't know. It does look good though. It looks clean. It looks really, really clean. It looks even smaller than the Titanium Slate, just because I think just the effect of kind of the black jetness of it all. It supposedly has a coating that's going to prevent it from scratching too much, like the old iPhone. I guess time will tell on that. But look at, oh my goodness, just how thin these are. If you've been wanting an Apple Watch that's thinner, lighter, that lets you move your wrist a little bit better, then this is probably going to be it for you. I'm a big fan, and if you have the last gen Apple Watch Ultra, I still have this because the Watch Ultra 2 was definitely not worth the upgrade. It's basically the same watch, at least in my opinion. And yeah, I feel like I should just keep this one and wait for the next generation. I would wish if they would just make an Apple Watch Ultra that's a little bit thinner, but I'm guessing that's never happening. I think people like the thickness and the bulkiness of this one right here. Again, look at that gold. I just kind of took a glance at it and it just looks so good. My goodness, you can't go wrong with any of these titanium colors or the jet black. The other colors I didn't really order on the watches just because they were kind of just boring and dull. If you want those colors, you probably just want those colors. But here you go again. Last look here at these Milanese loops so you can decide if you want it or not. Look at that right there. They're definitely nice. If you're into this kind of style, they feel really good. And they definitely feel much higher quality than anything you can get off of Amazon for sure. And they do last longer as well, because we bought some fake ones that have chipped off, and the original one from the original Apple Watch like a decade ago still is holding up fine. My mom still has that one and it still looks fine. Still looks great. So that's it for this video. Hopefully it kind of helped you get a look at all these watches just to kind of see what the deal is here that's going on. Thinner, brighter, nicer looking. Yeah, cool new titanium finishes instead of the stainless steel, which the stainless steel was just a little bit too heavy really, and you feel it. My mom has a stainless steel of the smaller ones from a while back ago, and it's just a huge difference. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Make sure to leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Goodbye.